welcome. You're watching the News Hour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. Even as the Supreme Court has now constituted a task force to streamline the allocation and procurement of oxygen to states across India, now there seems to be a bit of a relief for the centre. Sources within the task force have told Times Now that in the investigation they have carried out so far, they have found that most of the wastage that is being done is because of a lack of best practices and suboptimal use of oxygen that has been allotted. This comes even as there is a pitch fight taking place between the centre and some states, especially Delhi, over non-allocation of the oxygen as demanded. Remember, again and again, the Delhi government has said that the centre refuses to give them their complete quota of 700 metric tons, which according to their revised estimates is now up to 900 metric tons. In its defence, the centre asks, when places like Mumbai with the same caseload are surviving with a much lesser volume of oxygen, then why is Delhi's demand so steep? Is it because of mismanagement or some other reason? The more important question though at this point is, will an oxygen audit as mandated by the Supreme Court finally give the reasons for why there is a pitched battle for something as basic as oxygen?
दिल्ली को भी जितना कोटा उन्होंने शायद मांगा होगा उससे ज़्यादा कोटा उनको अलॉट किया जा चुका है और उसको औपचारिक तौर पर दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री ने प्रधानमंत्री जी को थैंक यू तक बोला है। शुरू में दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री ने कहा कि हमारा जो दिल्ली का कोटा है उसको दिल्ली में लाने के लिए हमें ट्रांसपोर्टेशन की दिक्कत हो रही है, तो भारत सरकार ने सुनिश्चित किया कि अनहिंडर्ड ट्रांसपोर्टेशन उनको हो। भारत सरकार ने कानून के अंदर भी नोटिफिकेशंस किए कि कहीं कोई रुकावट करता है तो उसके खिलाफ सख्त से सख्त एक्सट्रीम कार्रवाई होगी।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining us on the debate, Nupur Sharma, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Shashank R. Joshi, member of the COVID Task Force of Maharashtra, Professor Monojit Mandal, member of the Trinamool Congress, Sanjay Hegde, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court. I want to start by asking you, Nupur Sharma, while an audit is now going to be done on the orders of the Supreme Court, the fact is Delhi says that they are still not getting even the amount that the court has told you to give them, 700 metric tons. According to their oxygen bulletin, they got 499 metric tons, 71% of the Supreme Court approved oxygen on Saturday, and their weekly average is just 533 metric tons, which is 76% of what they are due. Why?
Well, good evening, Padmaja. Well, then pray tell me, when Haryana said that we need 10 metric ton oxygen, running on short supply of oxygen, Delhi, and Delhi's chief minister, why was he, more than happy and trigger happy rather to say, oh, you take 20 metric ton. I just heard it on your TV channel in the earlier debate. अगर कमी है, 10 की भी कमी है, 700 नहीं आ रहा तुम्हारे पास, तो तुम 20 कहाँ से दे रहे हो जहाँ पे तुमसे 10 मांगा जा रहा है? That's the whole point. The fact is, when the Solicitor General submitted before the Honorable Supreme Court, and mind you, both it was within his submission that a task force should be formed of specialists and experts from all over. We are obliged and grateful that the Honorable Supreme Court took that suggestion and has gone ahead and made that task force because audit is absolutely necessary. The Delhi Government Standing Council refused consistently for an audit before the Delhi High Court. Secondly, and most importantly, it is very, very important that a state government comes out and tells you on what basis is one hospital demanding how much oxygen, and on what basis is the state government coming up with a particular figure of metric ton of oxygen required per day. The fact is that Delhi has refused to part with that information, both in Delhi High Court and before the Honorable Supreme Court. And that is the real reason why on 6th May, you have the Chief Minister say, we demanded 700, we got 730, thank you so much. And within a few minutes, within a few hours of that, you have the Delhi spokesperson come on record, we did not get what we demanded. You need to decide how much you want and on what
Sanjay
basis
Hegde,
you want that.
there are best practices oxygen audits which are being done across the country from Maharashtra to Uttar Pradesh to Karnataka to Gujarat only in order to ensure that optimal usage of resources takes place. Then why not in Delhi?
Well, that is for the courts to decide. As far as this particular problem is concerned, I have seen a similar problem in a different context. You must remember that there was the Kaveri water dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. There were similar questions at that point of time. This is my allocation of water. I have not got it for this amount of time. Supposing I don't get it on one day, can I get it on the second day? All these and other questions have arisen. As far as oxygen is concerned, right now the demand is greatest where there is the greatest number of cases which make their way to the hospital. Delhi, being the national capital, has the largest number of hospitals. All kinds of hospitals, whether they are run by the Delhi government, the union government, or by the private sector. Delhi also attracts a whole host of people from all over the national capital region, including Haryana and Uttar Pradesh and even Rajasthan. So given that context, and given the context that some of the tougher cases end up in Delhi, I know of cases where they could not be treated in places like Allahabad and Lucknow, and they've been airlifted to Delhi. So oxygen supply cannot be uniformly measured only in terms of population or in terms of cases. The quality of the cases also matters. The stage at which the cases are also matters. This spike may be temporary.
Because in terms of numbers, if I may interrupt you a little bit, if we were to do purely an apples to apples comparison, since you spoke of people coming from neighboring areas also into Delhi for treatment, purely apples to apples, Mumbai also, by the way, has that issue where people from all across Maharashtra are coming into Mumbai for treatment. In Mumbai, the peak cases were 93,000 on the 11th of April and their usage of oxygen was 250 metric tons. Delhi, with the same number of cases, just a shade over 93,000, is consuming 433.1 metric tons, which is just close to double of what Mumbai was utilizing. How does one explain that, Mr. Hegde, if not for lack of best practices?
You would have to ask Mr. Iqbal Singh Chahal and the Bombay Municipal Corporation that question. Mr. Chahal is also on record of saying that he had asked for about 200 metric tons from the union chief secretary under whom he had worked earlier. The the cabinet secretary then made an allotment to Maharashtra, which had to be diverted almost exclusively to Bombay itself. These are not figures which are written in stone. The Supreme Court has ordered 700 metric tons. If there is a problem with that 700 metric tons, if there is a genuine problem of supply, the number can be revised by the Supreme Court. But to say that it doesn't serve anybody's purpose to ask for more oxygen when you do not necessarily have storage facilities.
Can I just come in?
Each of these demands.
Okay,
whether
Nupur
it is
Sharma
Bombay,
wants to quickly respond to that, and then I will ask that question about the quality of cases and the Mumbai model to Dr. Joshi, who is also on the Maharashtra COVID task force. Yes, Nupur.
Well, I would humbly disagree with Mr. Hegde. It does serve somebody's purpose when you have a sitting minister in Delhi government found hoarding some 630 oxygen cylinders, 637 rather. For that matter, there are two issues that crop up which nobody is talking about. You're hoarding oxygen, obviously needlessly. The fact that you don't have storage capacity is out in the open. Delhi High Court has repeatedly asked you and told you, in fact, pulled you up for not even building one. Secondly, what was 630 plus oxygen cylinders doing with Mr. Imran Hussain? This is a media report. I am not fudging up numbers. Thirdly, when you come on television every day to say,
accepted the explanation, hasn't it?
Can I please, may have accepted, doesn't change the fact that even Delhi ke Nirmata, a dear friend of Mr. Kejriwal, sitting on the stage where he's taking oath, is now absconding because he was holding almost 1,000, if I'm not wrong, concentrators. He, along with his partners, in this dubious job of marking up prices of concentrators to the rate of 4 or 5. So the game plan,
Okay,
according to me,
can we please stick to the topic at hand? The oxygen supply from the government, please. Let's not go to ancillary topics.
But Padmaja, no, I'm not going to any ancillary topic. Whose purpose does it serve? When you're hoarding and black marketing, again something the Delhi High Court pulled up the Delhi government for not acting on. I'll tell you what it is. You come out and you create a panic situation on television saying oxygen nahi hai, oxygen nahi hai, oxygen nahi hai, with hospitals going on SOS. And thereby you increase the supply of necessities and medical equipment like concentrators. The simple question is, what is the kickback that Delhi ke Nirmata is perhaps giving to somebody in the Delhi government? And perhaps what is the money that Mr. Imran Hussain might be somehow earning? This is a topic of investigation now, and might be making out of hoarding so many oxygen cylinders. These are two moot questions.
Okay, Mr. Hegde, respond to that. So there is purpose solved, says the BJP. Mr. Hegde, the purpose solved is political point scoring. And Nupur Sharma suggests maybe even malified of somebody making money on the side.
Political point scoring will not suffice. Right now, people are dying. There is a demand for oxygen. As far as Mr. Imran Hussain is concerned, the Delhi High Court accepted the thing, saying that he was storing cylinders which were being given to constituents, not being charged for, and the oxygen had been sourced from outside. Let me just put the oxygen problem in perspective. It is one thing to say that we have lots of oxygen in the country, but it is there in steel plants in the eastern seaboard. It has to come actually to the bed or where the patient requires it. We have a logistics problem. How do you solve the logistics problem so that oxygen, which is from the industries, comes on to the patient's
that is
bed
being
is
solved.
the real
The
question.
point is, who gets how much? Because right now the fear is that every state is marking up their requirement more than what they actually need. My question to you, Dr. Joshi, is one. How is it that Mumbai, just a second, the Supreme Court, just a second, let Dr. Joshi also come in. Let Dr. Joshi also come in. How is it the Mumbai model has been spoken of by the Supreme Court? How can Mumbai survive with a half of what Delhi can with the same number of cases? How is it made possible, Dr. Joshi?
There are multiple things. First thing is that Mumbai had a very, very acute crisis in first 2 weeks of April. And what we did was the war room model and decentralization. So each war room assessed every case, who's likely to deteriorate or not. Each war room ensured that there is a triage and transfer, there is sufficient bed capacity, and then they were transferred and managed. But beyond that, when it came to oxygen and oxygen shortages, we had to run a very stringent oxygen audit, hospital by hospital, jumbo by jumbo, looking at their need and supply and ensuring that the logistics are plugged in. And a lot of oxygen wastage was circumvented. Also, we know that there are oxygen guzzlers, like high flow nasal oxygen. That was the task force passed advisory at the peak of the pandemic to avoid it for some time and go into oxygen salvage methods without compromising human life. So obviously, what Mumbai had to do on a war footing is that they had to rationalize the use of oxygen. They had to ensure which can cost human lives. And there were close shaves. Let me be very honest that there were multiple close shaves. And even now we struggle for oxygen. It is not that we are out of the woods. We are definitely better than before. And Maharashtra is still struggling for oxygen. But at the same time, there was a complete unified cohesive system and a coordinated system in place, whether it was oxygen, whether it was medications on time.
But Dr. Joshi, is there a possibility that with the same number of cases in Delhi and Mumbai, yes, perhaps the nature of cases was more serious in Delhi, which is why their consumption was double?
That is very, that as I said, it has to be, it is little intriguing. And if one does an official audit and then there is transparency on that audit, then only this will be clear. Because in Mumbai, the audits are transparent and visible, and that is for everybody to see. The model is also a reasonably transparent model. So if such an audit is done, I'm certain at least 30% of the requirement will come down. It may not be more than 30%, but that could be possible. And probably there is now a system going to be put in place under supervision, and hopefully things will get sorted out. But I am little intrigued how it is almost double than at the same number of active cases. Unless and until the disease there is a little different than that in Mumbai.
Okay, so you've heard it from the doctor. Professor Manojit Mandal, then is an audit across the country in all states actually going to throw up the truth of what is needed and what is happening? Professor Mandal.
No, Ms. Joshi, I mean, it is really sad that the Supreme Court has to come in this way to, sort of fight COVID. I mean, they are even sort of forming the task force, national task force, which should have been the job of the government. I mean, that speaks volume about what we have been doing for the last 1 year. We have not really done anything substantial to sort of get ourselves prepared for this kind of situation, while we knew clearly in the month of October, November that there would be this kind of a wave. I mean, that speaks volume about the kind of, lackadaisical attitude on the part of the central government. I have to say this. They were till 1 month back, they were controlling the whole COVID fight in the country. And now they have left it to us, to the state. Yeah, fair enough. But oxygen or vaccination, these are not the state's domain. These are entirely center's domains.
Wow.
We have been asking for 550 MT of oxygens. We are getting only 350. Yeah, situation is not very bad in West Bengal
I make
so far,
a small
but it can
factual
turn
intervention
worse
over
at any
here,
point in
Professor
time.
Mandal, to just point to you that when the Solicitor General was arguing before the Supreme Court, point number 5 of that says, in order to facilitate a fresh assessment on the basis for allocation of oxygen, an expert committee may be constituting consisting of persons drawn from public and private healthcare institutions with experience in the field. Because of this ongoing tussle between states and centre, it is the SG who said, please make a task force, because it seems there is no other way to resolve this back and forth and this tug of war that is going on. But you agree with it that a nationwide audit should happen?
Yes, that suggests, Padmaja, that there had been a lack of coordination between the state and the centre. Clearly, as far as this wave is concerned, you had meeting of every fortnight till the month of October, November. What happened thereafter? How many meetings did you have with the state government? Or how many meetings did you have of the task force that you had? Barely, very few of them. Till October, November, I tell you, we are very happy that center and the state had some kind of coordination. That did not happen after the month of November, December. It clearly, you have the records. You have the records, how many meetings you have from the month of January.
No
Instead,
coordination, which is why everyone is pulling in different directions.
Which was the first super spreader event in the
now this is just political rhetoric, Professor Mandal. You are saying lack of coordination, no meetings, which is why everyone pulling in different directions out of panic. Nupur Sharma.
Well, for his kind information, the NDMA included empowered group of 3 actually met only very recently, 2-3 weeks ago. He should know this. Also includes NDMA, MEA, MHA officials, defense officials. Allow me, Padmaja, I did not heckle him. For his kind information, how serious you are is very obvious when on March 17, your own chief minister is the sole chief minister in the VC along with the prime minister to miss the meeting because she's busy campaigning. She was the only chief minister not there. She sent her secretary. Point number 3, most importantly, when you say, states can't do it, well, why did Mamta Didi on 7th February 2021 write to the central government, allow me decentralize the vaccination policy, allow me to buy my vaccines to be used to inoculate people in West Bengal. Point number 4, most importantly, you're right, Padmaja, 6 high courts were listening to this matter. All high courts were saying, some of them rather, beg, borrow, steal, uski hame de do, uski hame de do. Yes, the comparison to that Kaveri issue, not exactly, notwithstanding, but it is somehow similar. That's why the Honorable Supreme Court took suo moto cognizance and said yes, and that's why in our submission you're right.
You
it is
must
something
get
we
it right, Ms. Sharma.
Allow me, we 1 second, Padmaja, allow me to complete.
You are only
10
saying.
seconds. I just need 10 seconds, Professor Mandal. You are wrong on fact.
No, let him come back now. Cooperation will happen when cooperation is needed or wanted.
No,
Otherwise,
first
if
of all,
everyone behaves like political adversaries and does not attend meetings, Professor Mandal, then how will coordination
I need to rebut. In the month of, last week of March, Bengal has barely few hundred cases. And yes, it was a badly fought election where you had the entire machinery and Mamta Didi had to miss one meeting, but her chief secretary attended the meeting. Nothing, you had all the meetings. What really you could do to save your people? Absolutely nothing. Now the courts have to intervene, whether Delhi High Court or
Sorry,
Supreme Court.
we
and
asked-
yes, we
we
wrote
asked-
for vaccination.
I
The
think he didn't
vaccination
get
is
the
still in
point,
your.
Padmaja.
Now you can't heckle me,
Either you
okay?
talk facts,
The vaccination.
sir. I can also
vaccine-
call
No,
political
no, you
rhetoric.
can't. Now you can't come in.
Mamta
I
did
know.
some 130
Now you come in
no,
like
Mamta
this.
did some
The
130
vaccination,
rallies
we wanted
compared
to
to
buy
18
vaccines.
rallies.
In the
So
month of February,
who's
we
stopping
wanted
you?
to buy vaccines from the government of India if needed. That's what we
No,
needed.
you don't-
Okay,
You
okay,
get the
sir.
permission in the
We will
month of
have a
India.
dedicated debate to vaccine alone. But right now, we have a very specific issue at hand about who needs oxygen, why are we short on oxygen, and how this can be best remedied. Since we were talking about the Mumbai model and the Supreme Court has also held it up, you spoke of Mr. Chahal, Sanjay Hegde, and in fact, in the interview to Indian Express today, the same BMC commissioner, who has been lauded, by the way, for his handling of the COVID crisis, has said, when he was asked, during the second surge, there has been a lot of center-state blame game over oxygen supply, etc. How can we solve this? He says, let me make it very clear that the kind of stories we hear is not fact. Most of these talks happen at a bureaucratic level. So when we are talking to our colleagues in government in India, they are like batchmates. Nobody found the government of India not willing to help us. Follow-up question. So the center-state difference never came in the middle of work? Answer: I do not believe in that. At the level at which coordination needs to take place, it is taking place. Makes one wonder, where is the friction happening if not political level? Sanjay Hegde.
Well, Mr. Chahal, as a bureaucrat, has given credit to his bureaucratic batchmates who are working at the center. And yes, the administrative mechanism, the steel frame of India, continues to operate at one level. But at the other level, on politics, where people see each other as enemies and not as political adversaries, where there are questions as to whether states which do not vote along with the center receive the same fair treatment, or there were even cases where certain states seem to be dragging all the resources towards them. This has happened both in the case of vaccines as well as in the case of supply of oxygen. There have been doubts, and that is why the judiciary has had to step in and set up.
But Mr. Hegde, isn't this the time
mechanism
to set aside your political enmity or adversary
listen,
approach and work as a federation of states?
We
People
have
don't
long.
deserve to be caught in the middle of this politics and be deprived
I agree
of
with
oxygen.
you. I agree with you, but the
Maharashtra
center has
surely
long.
is no friend of
No,
the
no,
BJP or the Shiv Sena or the Congress.
The center has long ceased to treat the states as equal partners in a federation. The center seems to be intent on running the show itself.
But I'm talking about Mumbai,
centralizing
which is in
everything.
Maharashtra, which has an Aghadi government. It doesn't have a BJP government. Maharashtra has an Aghadi government.
You can see what they have said about the Maharashtra government also, but the Maharashtra government seems to have succeeded despite the center and has done it twice. And no other city
But the
has a
BMC
problem like
commissioner doesn't
Dharavi.
seem to think so. It is just
Can
about
I please
managing
come
with
in,
best practices,
Padmaja?
sir, not as a
Just-
Padmaja.
political adversary,
Let's
but
not-
as
Just-
states and center
The-
working together on best practices.
A bureaucrat does not have
Padmaja,
political
can I please come in?
adversaries. Please do not interrupt.
No, I want to talk
bureaucrat. Let me just finish my point.
Yes,
A bureaucrat does not have political adversaries. Politicians do. And ultimately, it is the politician who gives directions under which a bureaucrat operates. That's the system in our
So
country.
you agree that the the cabinet secretary who is allocating oxygen to
The cabinet
BMC
secretary
is
is
also
not the
working
prime
under
minister,
instructions
madam.
from the politicians at the center.
Yes, the cabinet secretary is not the prime minister. Unless there is a pulling along of everybody together, working as a team, which will
Okay.
not happen unless you stop saying ye mukt Bharat, wo mukt Bharat. Today you wanted you wanted political
Sharma, by
parties to
both
be
sides
free.
then.
No,
No,
just 1 minute.
Padmaja.
You have when you
By
when
both
you knock
sides.
off political
Nupur
parties,
Sharma.
you also knock off people.
Padmaja,
You started off
speaking
knocking
truth-
off political parties.
Nupur
Now
Sharma.
you knock off people.
Okay, Nupur Sharma, quickly respond, then I want to bring in Dr. Joshi again.
To rhetorical whatever allegations with some evidence. For example, Padmaja, as on April 20th and 25th, the allocation to Maharashtra as against the demand of oxygen, I'll only stick to facts regarding oxygen and vaccination. These are controlled by the central government in the earlier policy. As against the demand of 1,500 metric ton by the state of Maharashtra, the central government allocated 1,661 metric ton. In comparison, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh got less than the demand stated before the union government. Please talk facts, sir. Point number 2. Let's come to the earlier vaccination policy when it was completely under central control. In comparison, Uttar Pradesh has twice the population compared to Maharashtra. Do you know that Uttar Pradesh, as on 1st April, was only looking at 90 odd jabs, whereas Maharashtra was happily going out and saying we have crossed 1 crore 19 lakh inoculations. So, sir, please, I humbly request you, Uttar Pradesh is twice the size of Maharashtra when it comes to population. You should do your homework based on facts and then make allegations. Both these things were being controlled. Rather, oxygen still rather is being controlled by a task force that the central government requested the Supreme Court to form. And also, I want to come back to now logistics.
Okay, I want to bring in...
From a plant called Rourkela Steel Plant.
No, just a second, because I want to bring in Dr. Joshi. Just a second, I want to bring in Dr. Joshi now, since we're specifically talking about the best practices. And this is something that has been done, according to what I have seen in Karnataka, in Uttar Pradesh, and also in Maharashtra, not just in Mumbai, but in Pune. Hospitals have reported saving 30 tons of oxygen a day by carrying out an oxygen audit. Is this something, Dr. Joshi, setting aside political differences and divides, that can be replicated across the country? No one is saying that the situation is perfect, but given the current situation, this can be replicated across the country, at least to rationalize our usage and make things better.
Padmaja, absolutely. We have to be guided by science. And currently the science tells us that oxygen needs to be audited and rationalized. And its optimal utilization, case by case, needs to be supervised. So in each hospital, there is an oxygen audit, the supply chain, everything has to be looked into in a very systematic and a rational, and a micromanagement has to be done. And this micromanagement has been done across different states, and a lot of salvaging of oxygen is important because here every life matters. We know that there is a supply issue. So therefore, the rationalization becomes absolutely mandatory. So rather than squabbling about a need, what I think everybody should do is ensure that they rationalize, audit, and ensure that every person on planet Earth and in India gets oxygen where it is needed, because it is life-saving. In COVID, if something works, it's only oxygen, prone position, and steroids. And I think we should make every effort to save every life and clearly be guided by science, be guided by rational, optimal use of oxygen, and also ensure that appropriately the audits are put in place at each level, micro and macro level both. And I'm certain that it can be done, but there has to be a will to do.
Absolutely. And this is the limited hope at this point, that political enemies, adversaries, call them what you will be around. After COVID is over, please fight them at the hustings, outside, wherever, call them whatever you will. But right now, if the doctors are suggesting a certain SOP, the Supreme Court is overseeing it, hope everyone adheres to it, if only it is to give us a little hope for survival. Thank you very much, all gentlemen and Nupur Sharma, for having joined.